This is a 1955 Chevy pickup. It's a first series edition. They made first series and a second series. This is a transition year from late 54, early 55, and that's what this one is, titled as a 55. Great looking truck. This was a full frame off restoration. I don't know exactly what year it was done, but there is a small photo album of the cab and the fenders and the frame and everything off the frame, and showing the metal work that was done, and that the truck was painted all off the frame. It's a great looking truck at 30-40 foot. It's a amateur restoration. The paint job on it, the yellow paint especially, the black looks a lot nicer, but the yellow paint is older and it's an amateur job. So how I'd classify this as a great parade truck, you know, stuff like that, but it is definitely not a show quality vehicle. When it was done, the wiring and stuff was all new on it. They did, you can kind of see all along the firewall and stuff here, they did all new wiring. The engine runs great. It's a 305 two-barrel. Does have power brakes on it, new master cylinder, new booster. And the brakes, from driving it out here, stop great. Radiator looks new as well. The guy who built this, you can just tell, put his heart and soul into it. Did a lot of nice little upgrades and stuff on the interior, and just made sure lights and that kind of stuff worked. But again, like I said, it is an amateur restoration. As we look at the grille and the front bumper and stuff, the yellow paint and stuff's all good there. The chrome around the headlights are in excellent shape, and so is the chrome around the marker lights. They're in great shape as well. Very nice under the hood. As we shut the hood, it really lines up nicely across the front of this fender. And when they did it, they put all the belt molding around there. I haven't really seen these wheels before. They're Dick Chepek wheel. They're 18-inch and they're in great shape all the way around. They're 255, 55 18s. And the wheels are brand new. Tires are like brand new also. So pretty much brand new wheels and tires on it, which really gives it kind of a custom look. As we look across the hood, I mean, there's a little paint run right here, and there's some dust and stuff on the paint, but out here in the sun, that hood looks absolutely beautiful. Front fenders are both black. They look in great shape as well, very solid. Rubbers and stuff are original around these, and they're cracked around the wing windows. As we look at her door handle, that's pitted. It's original handle on it. He did do work on the cab corners and stuff. There's pictures of that. Cab corners are all solid now on the exterior, both sides. As far as the bottom of the doors, there's no blisters there. On the passenger side, the door all looks good. The door opens and closes well also. Window goes all the way up and down. Couldn't find the original glove box, so he made one out of wood there. Other than that, the dash is pretty much all stock gauges. 65,179 miles on the odometer. Temperature gauge works. It does have a new fuel gauge, but it has a fuel cell underneath in the back, and I'm not sure if the gauge works. It's really close to empty, so I guess we'll find out if we run out of gas or not. Bucket seats in here. There's a ton of headroom. I'm about 6'2", and so you'll know kind of how I fit in there when I'm driving it. But there's a lot of headroom, and it's really comfortable. It's got the fold down armrest. Other than that, carpet's new on it. He did a really nice tall shifter in it. Nice chrome shifter that looks good and works well also. So, like I said, that door shuts really tight. And the door fits really good. If you look at the gap and stuff on that door, it doesn't stick out at the bottom like most of them do. Glass in the back window looks new. And what he did is he made this is an all oak bed, very, very solid. It needs to be just lightly clear coated or varnished again. You know, you can tell in a few little spots that the varnish is just getting a little dry. So it needs to be varnished again, but the chrome in the inserts are great. The wood is all in fantastic shape, just needs to be restained. So here's how we put the gas in. Lift that up. We got tail lights, and the turn signals are also added on the steering column on this truck, and it has dual exhaust. So this is where that fuel cell is, way at the back. Nice place for it back there. Great sounding little 305 engine. As we go back around here to the rear fenders, really decent. I mean, there's no rust on the fenders or nothing like that on any of the fenders or cab corners now, you know. But it, like I said, everything's taken apart, painted. It just didn't do the best job on the paint job. Door fits great here on the driver's side as well. Lower part of the fender, there's no rust blisters, nothing on the bottom of the door. Here's our cab corner, that all looks good as well. Have a good close-up of the bottom of the doors. Does have all of our rubbers all around the door. They all seem pliable. So this is titled as a 55, and you can kind of do some research. I'm not very familiar with these first series trucks, but VIN starts out as a 54, so it's a late 54. They sold them and titled them as a 55, and they called them a first series. As far as our door jambs and stuff, they all look just as good as the exterior paint. Now as we get in here behind the wheel, like I said, I'm approximately 6'2". I got 3 or 4 inches of headroom, and I got a lot of leg room. So a lot of leg room in here. It's been running and idling. It's kind of hot today. It's running about 170, 175, so it just runs really nice and cool. Oil pressure gauge works, amp gauge works from the factory gauges, and then your temp works down here. Gas gauge, I'm not sure on. I'll put some gas in when we get back and find out. He did put a horn button in here. Not really sure what these toggle switches do here. Oh, here's this toggle switch here for interior lighting. It's like that on driver's side and passenger side. 3-speed automatic transmission from what I presume. And the truck really runs good, and it drives good, but you got to remember, it drives like an old 55 Chevy pickup. So you got to hurt it down the road, and if you hit a big bump, you're gonna feel it. I'll kind of give you the experience here when we go for a drive. As I mentioned before, the power brakes work great. You do not need disc brakes. The power brakes stop the truck excellent. You can just kind of feel it. We're doing about 35, 40 on this bumpy town road. As far as the steering goes, the steering's nice and tight. I just think it probably needs just a little work done as far as an alignment. You let go over a wheel. If you overturn it, it's just one of those that you kind of have to steer back and forth a little bit. I think the truck would be an awesome truck with just a little suspension update. It's got good acceleration. There's 40, 45, 50. Shifts beautiful. 55. It really goes down the road nice. It goes down the highway a lot better than it does in town. I think what happens in town is we're hitting all those little bumps and just kind of throws our steering a little bit. Put one hand on the wheel. There's no hands on the wheel right here. It's got just a little drift to the right. Not bad at all. So cruises down the road 50, 55 really nicely. If I was going to spend any money on the truck, I'd do just a little bit of suspension work up front, make it so you don't have to hurt it down the road quite so bad. Transmission transmission shifts good, the motor runs excellent. There's plenty of motor for this truck. You're gonna try our brakes at high speeds. Now the brakes stop you just fine, so got a really nice pedal of brakes. So great truck. The only thing I would probably do is do a little bit of work to the front suspension, but great pickup.